Hey guys, what's up? It is Zury, aka the Diamond Ore Creeper here, and I am finally back from my 7-week, which ended up turning into a 9-week, which is almost turned into a 10-week excursion to Massachusetts and the Berkshires, and Seattle, and Boston area, and all over the place, basically. Vacations, and sleepaway camp, and all kinds of stuff. But I am finally back, which means that it is channel time, finally, and better than that, redstone invention time. One of my favorite things to do in the game. So, basically what this is the final, well, first final version, I'll explain that later, of the rain detector that I prototyped very, very quickly in a snapshot video a while ago. Back then I pretty much only had this little area down here which said that when it rains, there's a small chance that one of these will get filled with water, goes into a comparator, goes into this whole machine here, but when it gets to 3, which is the maximum fill height of water in a cauldron, it goes to this repeater, goes to a dual-ended pulse shortener, and then goes around to a piston loop which rotates the cauldrons around. Now, to the actual machine, the way that it works now is that when each of these signals turns on, when each of them gets filled, when it gets filled a certain height with water, goes up this torch tower to these repeaters, which goes into 3, 1, 2, 3, facing out in the three of the 4 cardinal directions. Goes 1, 2, 3, and those are vertical memory loops, which remember that it's raining now, or remember that they have stuff in them once it gets turned on. It doesn't get turned off until we get to the reset line, which is later. But then when these get turned on, it sends a signal to this, which is a pulse shortener, which takes the on signal that's pretty much permanently on, and it turns it into a quick on-off pulse. Then these all get connected together and go to this, which is an AND gate that compares with the light level. This is the minimum light level, and this is the maximum light level it can be while it's raining. And then this one means that when there's no light level, when this is off completely, it turns this torch on, which will also turn it on. This is for like deep in the night at like midnight when there's no light level, but it could still be raining. And all of that together gets compared. So if it's any of those light levels, it could be raining. Any past that, it could not be raining, and that's what it means. And so if it's it gets compared, and then if it checks out okay, it turns on this torch, sends it to this vertical memory loop, which turns on this. Now you may be asking, why is this necessary? And the answer is, I have no idea, but maybe in the future raining will become something that, you know, is kind of important. Right now, the only reason I could think of that's different than just using a light level detector, just for, you know, brightness, if you wanted to use this to stop monsters from spawning, because they can when it's raining, you could just use light detectors. The only reason I could think of why you would specifically want to know when it's raining is for fishing, because you catch more fish in the game when it's raining. That's the only reason I could really think of, and maybe if you live underground and you don't have easy access to knowing when it's raining, this could be useful. But in all honesty, it's not super practical. Okay, so lastly, the reset line over here means that when it's above this minimum light level, like it actually is right now, you can see this redstone here as particles coming off of it, which means that it's above the minimum light level, it's above the maximum light level it can be when it's raining. That turns on this repeater, which sends out a signal to this reset line, that's weird. Why isn't that? Oh, it is. Good, never mind. I thought there was a problem, but there is not. It turns off this torch, which turns on these torches, which resets these memory loops, and as you can see, it just got to it just changed, which means that the day just got to a point where the sun started going down, so it went back down to here. But it not only does that, it also has a signal coming from here, which resets this main memory loop. Now, there's a few flaws with this design, which is what I was talking about earlier about how it's the first final draft. I'm actually going to need your help. This is a new series that I'm starting, which is going to be called Public Inventions. It's a work-in-progress title, which basically means that what it is if I've built something and I'm really not happy with it like I am now, and I really don't see any way right now besides just totally redesigning it myself, which I'm a little bit too lazy to do, at least immediately, there's no way to really make it really easily better besides just redesigning it completely. So what that means, let me set 0. What that means is that I'm going to be making this video, of course, but it'll work for other inventions that I make in the future. And I'm also going to be posting a download link of it in the description. It might not be up immediately after this video comes out, but by the time you're watching this, it'll probably be there. And I want you to download it and watch it and rebuild it and change everything, and then send your final version to me. You can private message me if you want to talk about it, if you have suggestions. You can download it and change it and make a video about it. You can download it and change it and put it up to download, and I will grab it from the same site and I'll make a video about your final version. Of course, if you make it, I will give you credit for it, which could be good if you need some YouTube publicity, and also could be good, you know, just because if you designed this, you deserve credit for it. You succeeded and you created this, and you deserve, you know, the credit for having done that. But anyway, so you can do that, and you guys can really help me out. Some of the problems, like I was saying before, that this has, is that the only way to reset this machine is to get glass bottles and drain the cauldrons manually, at least right now. That might be changed in the future of the game. Another problem is the chances of it filling with rainwater are very low, so the way you'd have to have that is to put a whole bunch of them together and then hook it all up to a giant AND gate. And the last problem that I could figure out how to get around, but I want to see what you guys can come up with too, is that, like I said, it resets the memory loops every time it stops raining based on the light levels. But that means every time that it gets to this point where it's resetting the memory loops get reset, but there's still water in the cauldron, which means that every time this reset line gets turned off, the machine thinks it has started raining again and it starts up. So all it really does is sense rain the first time accurately, and then every day it just says that it's raining repeatedly, once a day, every day. But that's why I thought I could get your help for this. Like I said, it doesn't really have a practical usage, but you know, it's just for that little added feature. There might be some reason to do it in the future. Mojang might add some features about, you know, raining to the game, and this is a future-proof, uses no glitches way of, you know, of sensing that. And so if you guys can help me out, I would really appreciate it. But anyway, thanks for watching, and bling bling, hiss hiss, boom. I'll see you next time.